good network to start with.
Yeah, they are. I think they're really good.
Yeah, so let's talk more about the can-do mindset. And I want to hear your story about how you shifted your mindset from can-do mindset to can-do mindset. And the mindset shift can be learned, right?
Yeah, it can. But it's an interesting question, because it's not necessarily a matter of learning it as a choice to be it, because and it's a mindset thing as well as a mindfulness thing. So if we have this negative mindset where we're always thinking of, oh, I can't do this and I can't do that, or what if this went wrong, what if that went wrong, if we're always focused on what could go wrong, then we're never ever going to get a can-do mindset. Because a can-do mindset, so the focusing on the negative is the pessimistic view of life. Focusing on the positive is the optimistic view of life. And if we have a pessimistic attitude and view of life, then I don't think anyone can teach us to be optimistic. It's not something you can teach. It's something that you can learn through personal development, how to change the way you think. And it takes consciousness, it takes discipline, and it takes guidance and coaching very often, or personal development courses to retrain your brain. So it's about each person who has to retrain their brain to start thinking more positively. And that means every time they find themselves going, oh, I can't do that, or how could I do that, or and imagining all the worst possible things that could happen, they need to pick themselves up and go, no, that's just the negative mindset. No, I don't need to listen to that side, because I'm going to focus on the positive. So let's imagine, because all worry is imagination. So instead of imagining the worst possible outcome, I'm going to imagine the best possible outcome. So what could go right, and how could that look? And I think that's the only way you can change from a can't do to a can do mindset, by very consciously choosing to be optimistic.
Yeah, whatever the situation is, right? So talk to me.
Anything.
Yeah. So talk to me about the situation that you had this challenge and you start to apply this can-do mindset.
And it was, so when I was in Australia for the last few years, so I'd had a very successful career in sales and marketing, and then training and facilitating workshops all around Asia Pac, and then it just sort of fell in a heap. Companies changed, and I wasn't getting the work anymore, and that went on for a few years. And I tried different things, and I tried to understand my block, what was stopping me from moving forward. But everything I tried, I just hit a dead end or a block, or it just disappeared on me. And so I tried many things to remove this block, like hypnotism, and going to all sorts of healers, and personal development, and into psychics, you name it. I probably tried it. And I had a reading with this guy who channels the energies of Tsar. It's Gary and Mary. And I asked him, I said, so what's my block? What's stopping me from moving forward? And he said, what do you want to do? And I said, well, I want to help people live a more fulfilling life. And he said, how well are you doing that yourself? Yeah, pretty crappily, actually. And so he said, okay. And he sort of talked about it a bit longer. And then he said, well, our purpose in life is not to help others. Our purpose in life is to live the happiest and most fulfilling life that we can for ourselves. And then we will have the right energy. It'll be a high vibration energy that people will be attracted to, and they'll want to, and they'll want to hear our story. And so this is a very roundabout way of answering your question, because it was in that moment that I went, well, if that's the case, I may as well, if it's all about just what what's going to make me happiest, I may as well go and live in France, because that's what I've been wanting to do for 30 years. And it had been my 5-year plan for the last 10 years. And I went, okay. And it was almost like he gave me permission, which of course he didn't. I just gave myself permission based on what he'd told me. But I had spent, the last few years, there were a few things holding me back. I had elderly, unwell parents, and there was part of me that knew they were dying, knew that they weren't far away from dying. And I wanted to be there, till the end of their life, quite naturally. I had also an aging cat. She was my baby. And there was part of me that went, well, Janeen, if you can't make a success of it in Melbourne, in your own hometown, how are you going to make a success of it in another country where you don't speak the language? And what are you going to do there anyway? So there are all these big questions, and it was like he just, shifted my perception and fine-tuned it to go, what do you want and what do you need to be happy? And then I just followed that. And it was in that moment, it was like May, I remember it very clearly, it was May 2017. And I said, right, well, that's it. I'm going to go. And I then proceeded to put my house on the market. I had to book in for a knee replacement surgery because my knee was so bad I knew it needed to be done before I came to France the first time. And it made sense to have the operation. I went into my orthopedic surgeon and said, right, I need you to do my knee replacement at the end of August. And I said, because I'm going to France. And he said, well, we orthopedic surgeons, we don't just do a knee replacement because you're going to France. And I said, yeah, but I need it done. And then he sort of had a look at, how to play with my knee, and he went, okay, I'll do it for you. And I'm going away on the 30th of August, so I'll do it for you on the 29th. And I went, cool. My house goes on the market on the 30th, so I'll just go into hospital on the 29th, and then I'll be recovering and not at home, and perfect. Just worked perfectly. So it was just about making the decision. It was really important to go, yep, it's been my dream for so long. Now, here's the decision, and then make the plan and take action.